Welcome back everyone to NRG, and here we are with Bounty Bob Strikes Back on the Amstrad CPC. Level 1, Bob's Early Morning Calisthenics. Did I say that right? Well, so this is the sequel to Miner 2049er. Chucky Egg style game, Roland in time a little bitty as well. And my god is this hard. Jesus, this is hard. I have taken the best part of, I don't know, 2 hours just to cobble together 4 levels for you to do this NRG. It's taken so bloody long. But anyway, here we are with Bounty Bob, him looking pretty similar to how he looked in Miner 2049er. And of course, this is on the Amstrad. Now, Miner 2049 didn't come out on the Amstrad. It wasn't released. Came out on the Commodore, and it was very good on the Commodore. And it came out on the Atari 8-bit, of course, which was very good. Probably the best version on the Atari 8-bit, and hopefully I'll be doing a video on that soon. But there's the first level completed. The first level's not too bad. Just the jumps at the top are pretty crap. Utility hoist. This is a pain in the arse. Okay. You've got to get this, there's a little bug here though you can do, I'll show you it later. You press space and you can activate the lift. You've got to do this bit rather quickly, rather nippy. There, you have to do that bit rather nippy, because if you the power up if you lose the power up and you can't destroy the enemy, then you're stuck. You can't do anything, so you've got to kill yourself and restart the level. But yeah, I've been practicing this level several times over to try and get this right, so put the lift a little bit lower this time as well, because you don't want to strand yourself. You've got to kill these dudes first. Bomb, bomb, there they go. And the idea of the game is of course to cover all the ground, turn all the ground red, or turn all the ground solid. Depending on what other level you are, different colours vary different levels. Yeah, and it's pretty straightforward, but to do it is bloody hard, and it's I find this a lot harder than Miner 2049er, a lot harder, and it's mainly because the jump mechanic on the Amstrad is really tricky, Oh bloody hell! I nearly did that guy. I find the jump mechanic really tricky on this, and you can sort of move in mid-air when you get falling down. You've got to learn how to do that properly. It's not the same sort of jumping mechanic as the Atari 8-bit on the original games, for sure. I've never played Bounty Bob Strikes Back on the Commodore. I think it's on the Spectrum as well. I've never played it on the Spectrum as well. I might give it a go and see how similar it is to the Amstrad version. But yeah, the jumping is so difficult. There's a level, I think level 5 is called Jumping 101, and it's so bloody hard. It's almost impossible. I managed to get to about a level 7, I think, in a single playthrough, and that's enough of it I can stomach. And I'm pretty good at Miner 2049er. I'm really good at that game. I've practiced it, many years, and I just cannot get on with its sequel for some reason. It's just a lot harder and a lot more tricky and a lot more bloody frustrating, even though the idea is basically the same. So hopefully, come on, here we go. So you got to sort of jump up there and then move forward. You can't do a full jump because you fall so easily. It's so easy to fall off these platforms and fall to your doom. Kill this guy. Alright, here we go. And hopefully, see this jump, I've got to just do that. Oh, that was close. Jump over there and get the last platform, and we can move on to level 3. Yes, the suction tubes. Ooh. And it took a while to work this one out as well, but this one ain't too bad once you know what you're doing. So there's a lot more additives, a lot more obstacles added to this game than its sequel. You've got lots of interaction with some machinery and stuff going on, but you've got these tubes, you've got other different hazards to avoid. I think there's magnets later on in it or something like that. So yeah, it's certainly varied. It's programmed by the same team. This is by US Gold. US Gold did this version, did the conversion for it. I think they must have converted it from the Spectrum base code, but it's given the Amstrad graphics. We've got the full colours going on. We've got it in mode 0, which is good to see. So it's done in full colour, which is nice. Watch this slide go around there. There we go, down the side. It just doesn't run as smoothly as what I remember the Atari original game to run like. So I think that's probably the reason why I can't. I'm so used to that, and the Commodore version as well. So used to that I just can't get on with it. So you've got to do this in a couple of stages here. You've got to do that like that first. You survive this because you don't drop too far, and hopefully you don't drop into the old ghoulies at the bottom. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see if some of the Amstrad community made a version of Miner 2049er for today and see what they could do with it. I think it would be pretty good if they worked well at it, and well, they work wonders, to be honest. So they can make a really good version of it, I reckon, if someone would take that challenge. Not me, I'm not very good at programming. There we go. So that's the tubes done. Done the tubes into Bob's Playroom. This is quite a fun level, actually, and not that difficult, really. As long as you don't fall. Well, the difficult bit is the platform at the top. That's the difficult bit, because you can't really jump on it. You've got to try and walk onto it. That's the difficult bit. But the rest of all this slidey stuff is actually rather fun. It's actually a very enjoyable level, this. Wait for the lifts. The lifts work in the same way as Miner 2049er. And I'd say the speed is kind of okay. It's a little bit slower than other versions, but yeah, I don't think it doesn't lag at all. It's quite responsive. It's very touchy, actually, when it comes to some of the controls. And the collision detection is pretty okay, actually. It's not too bad. The collision detection on the platforms is not the greatest sometimes, but with the enemies, I think it's fair. It's strict, but it's fair. And the colour schemes are pretty fine, and it looks generally okay for a very mid-80s game. Single screen platformer. Oi, get the candelabra, jump. Just nipping on the edge of that platform there. Oh, he was balancing, old Bob, wasn't he? With his tin hat. There we go, down the slides. Kill these dudes. Oh, have I gone about that? No, didn't run out of time. Excellent. Oh, missed that bit. So, yeah, good fun level, this one. So if you want a challenge, this is certainly a game to play on the Amstrad. It's a bloody challenge and a half. It really is. Lots of really concentration needed, and lots of frustration. You're going to get frustrated with this game a lot. Loads of replayability. I recommend you can download the trainer version from CPC Power, actually, and put that on your Amstrad, which gives you infinite lives, which is good for basically learning the game. So there you go, that's Bounty Bob Strikes Back on the Amstrad CPC. Bloody hard, frustrating, but, quite playable for a real old school challenge. Cheers, Overbug, out.